Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it's KingNido here, and today the Pewter Stones are challenging the Jubilife Venom in Jubilife City. Now this is huge. The Pewter Stones are currently in 4th place and they're starting out with Barbaracle and Archeops, whereas it's a Roserade and the amazing and incredible Nido King. Nido King is going to dominate this matchup like it does every matchup except for last week, which was unfortunate. But Archeops goes with the Meteor Beam. It's going to overflow with that space power and boost its special attack early in this matchup as Roserade goes to the Sticky Web. It is going to lay that on the field to slow down any incoming Pewter Stone Pokemon, as Aeroblast does fail by Nido King and the Synthesis by Barbaracle isn't going to matter. But Archeops goes with that Meteor Beam and it's going to target Nido King with that move, and it's a huge hit on the Poison Ground type, even though it wasn't very effective. You wouldn't think so, as that Tri-Attack from Roserade onto Archeops. Decent damage again for a not very effective move. Not as successful as that Meteor Beam, but the beat up from Nido King is going to connect 6 times on Archeops, since there are still 6 Pokemon remaining on the Jubilife Venom. Now the Venom are in 10th place. They kind of want to get the victory here, so they try and climb up into the Masters 8 of the PokeType League as those 6 hits take effect. But Barbaracle goes with the Icicle Crash now, and it goes for Nido King, and Nido King is eliminated with that super effective move already from this matchup. That is always sad to see, as Toxicroak comes out for the Venom, and Archeops setting up for another 2-turn move, going with the Skull Bash this time. It's going to boost its defense here, so it's going to raise its stats as it continues to do this. Very good play so far by Archeops. It's Roserade with the Amnesia, boosted special defense, and Toxicroak going with the Stomping Tantrum is going to go for Barbaracle. Very good, super effective hit there on the Water Rock type, and Barbaracle responds with a Mist Ball onto Toxicroak, and a huge, super effective move. Almost gets the elimination as Toxicroak has its special attack lowered, and we know that Archeops is going to go for the Skull Bash. If it goes for Toxicroak, it should get the elimination, and it does go for Toxicroak, and already the Pewter Stones are out to a 2 Pokemon lead as Toxicroak is taken down, and Roserade responds with the Metal Sound onto the Flying Fossil. Archeops having its special defense lowered greatly there, and Barbaracle goes to Scald onto the Grass Poison type. It's not going to be very effective, and it doesn't leave it with a burn by the looks of things. This Crobat now comes out for the Jubilife Venom. It's going to have that speed advantage and goes for an Amnesia of its own, so boosting its own special defenses just like Roserade did. Archeops though goes with the Muddy Water. It's going to hit both Archeops and Roserade with that move, but it's not going to do a great deal of damage to either Poison type. Not very effective on Roserade, who responds with a Double Edge going for Barbaracle. Not very effective on the Rock type though, and Roserade gets the recoil damage. Psycho Shift does fail there, and Crobat goes with the Stuffed Cheek, so it's going to eat its Leopard Berry, restore its attack as well as boosting its defenses there, and Archeops goes with the Fell Stinger on the Poison type. Very minimal damage. You wouldn't even think it actually did anything whatsoever. And a Drill Peck from Roserade onto Archeops. Archeops hanging on to that not very effective critical hit, almost gets the elimination though. Barbaracle goes with the Growth there. Barbaracle boosting its attack and special attack. It needs to capitalize on them shortly, as Crobat goes with the Sacred Fire. Is going to do very minimal damage to Barbaracle, but it does leave it with that burn that is very important for the Jubilife Venom, as Archeops sets up with an Iron Defense. I think it's terrible for it to boost its defenses now, because it is an easy target, as Roserade goes with the Double Edge onto Barbaracle, continuing to chip away at the Rock type with not very effective attacks and getting more recoil damage. Sucker Punch does fail, and Barbaracle with that burn still holding on though. Crobat goes with the Flower Shield, but you have to think if Archeops or Barbaracle are hit with an offensive move, they will be eliminated. Roserade gets its defense boosted, and Archeops goes with the Super Fang onto Roserade, instantly halving its remaining strength, and Roserade goes with the beat up onto Archeops, gets the first hit. It's going to get 4, but it only needs 3. Archeops is taken down by Roserade, the first elimination for the Jubilife Venom there. Archeops, as Barbaracle goes with the Anchor Shot now onto Roserade, and Roserade hangs on, but it can no longer escape. A Barbaracle, hurt by that burn, is also eliminated. So just like that, 2 Pokemon down from both sides, as Aurorus comes out and is joined by Caracosta, another Water Rock type for the Pewter Stones. Both Caracosta and Aurorus are caught in that Sticky Web that's going to lower their speed, as Crobat goes with a Bug Bite, welcoming Caracosta to the field, and instantly steals its Leopard Berry. It's enjoying the Leopard Berries in this matchup today. Now Roserade though goes with the Thunder, and that brings the Thunder down onto Caracosta, and Caracosta is taken out of this matchup with the super effective move. What a hit there. So Aurora sets up with an Ingrain, trying to restore its health in between turns. This could be a good play if it's able to hold on. As Omastar, another Water Rock type. These guys will be very vulnerable to Grass type moves, and still Roserade hasn't even capitalized on it, but still getting those eliminations. As Omastar is immediately hit by the Poison Fang, which wasn't very effective, but leaves it badly poisoned. And Roserade, though, goes with the Lunar Dance. It's going to take itself out of this matchup. I know it didn't have a great deal of health left, but it was building some really good momentum as Aurora goes with the super effective Rock Blast onto Crobat. If it gets all 5 here, it could get the elimination. It's got 2. It's got 3. Only 3, though, of that super effective move. As Omastar now goes with the Searing Shot, it's going to hit everyone on the field, including Aurorus. But Aurorus has that Ingrain, so it is going to restore a bit of the health it just lost. And there's that poison taking effect on Omastar. As now Tentacruel comes out for the Jubilee Venom, and Crobat goes with a Fell Stinger. We saw it get hit with a Fell Stinger of its own earlier, going for Aurorus, and Tentacruel follows it up with the Seed Bomb onto Aurorus. Very good hit on the Calosian Fossil. As Aurorus responds with a Rock Throw, but doesn't go for Crobat, instead goes for Tentacruel. Triple Axel, though, being performed by Omastar onto Crobat. It's got 2. This third one could get the elimination, and it does. Crobat's taken down, so the Jubilee Venom down to their last 2 Pokemon after that super effective move eliminates the Flying Poison type. And again, there's that Ingrain helping Aurorus. The Pewter Stones have a 1 Pokemon lead at the moment. There's that Poison hitting Omastar. And the last Pokemon is Gengar coming out for the Jubilee Venom, and immediately goes for the Liquidation onto Omastar. Not going to do a great deal of damage, but Tentacruel follows it up with the Draining Kiss. Going to look to restore some of its own health. Not that it needs to restore that much to get back to full strength, even though it's not there yet. Aurorus goes with the Acid Armor. And with that, Aurorus boosts its defenses greatly. Omastar following it up with an Eerie Spell onto Gengar and almost gets the elimination. Super effective on the Poison Ghost type there. Very good hit. Gengar needs to respond strong. Omastar is an easy target in this matchup, and a Gear Up from Gengar does fail. But Tentacruel goes with the Air Slash, going for Aurorus with that move. Not going to do a great deal of damage, not very effective. Aurorus responds with the Water Pledge onto Tentacruel. Also not very effective, going for that Water type. Omastar goes with the Scald onto Gengar, and Gengar is already taken out of this matchup, but it leaves with that Cursed Body taking effect on Omastar. Tentacruel is all by itself. It has 3 Pokemon to contend with. We don't even know who the last Pokemon for the Pewter Stones is. And there's that Poisoning, though, eliminating Omastar, so that could make Tentacruel's job easier. But Tyrantrum, being that Pokemon, makes it so much harder to Dragon Rock type. 2 Pokemon based out of Kalos. The Tentacruel going with the Petal Blizzard goes to hit both Aurorus and Tyrantrum. Super effective on Aurorus. Tyrantrum goes for its first move of the matchup, going with that round onto Tentacruel. And Aurorus follows it up with the Force Palm. Not very effective, but it does leave Tentacruel with that paralysis, so that could be a very good play by Aurorus, trying to give the speed advantage to the Pewter Stones. Tyrantrum goes to the Psych Up. Must be excited knowing there's only 1 Pokemon it has to contend with, and copies Tentacruel's stat changes, but Tentacruel goes to the Hydro Cannon onto Aurorus, gets the elimination. We are down to a 1-on-1 matchup, as opposed to what was a 1-on-3 matchup. That super effective move takes out the Ice type. And the Curse being performed there by Tyrantrum is going to lower its speed, but it does boost its attack and defense stat there, as Tentacruel has to recharge, and the Triple Axle is avoided by Tentacruel, so Tyrantrum is still faster. And that Absorb isn't going to do a great deal of damage, but it does get a little bit of health back for Tentacruel. That Paralysis still making it slower than Tyrantrum, and the Spite from Tyrantrum onto Tentacruel, reducing its attack PP. There's Tentacruel goes with the Hydro Pump now onto the Dragon type. If it was only a Rock type, it'd do a lot more, but regardless, it did enough. Tyrantrum is eliminated with that Hydro Pump, getting the stab boost. A huge win for the Jubilee Venom. Tentacruel working itself back into this matchup, and that'll move the Jubilee Venom up to 6th. The Pewter Stones are still sitting in 4th, but what a comeback for the Venom See if they can do that next week when they face the New Morphle Devils. Very impressive victory there. Well done by Tentacle. The Pewter Stones next round. We'll have the Dooford Combats, but in our next matchup, it is the Pharaoh Mines facing the Shamudi Keepers. That should be a great match. See what Metagross has to say, see what Dragonite potentially has to say if they go head to head. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.